welcome to Cedar Hill Country Market. Today I'm going to be working on this little birdhouse. And I'm going to, this is a birdhouse used for home decor. You can certainly use it outside as long as you prepare the outside for the elements. But this is going to be used for indoor decor. And we're even going to be attaching some birds on it. So maybe even some butterflies, not sure. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the hardware because it's gonna get in the way. And you're gonna wanna put it where you can find it because that's what's happened to me. I've like put them somewhere and then I can't find the little pieces to go back in there, and I've had to find something that would do. Okay, and then I'm gonna take, this is the little drawer that slides out that you clean it out every season. And we're gonna turn it over, and we're gonna take this off too. This will give a much cleaner finish than trying to work around it. And you don't necessarily have to put this one back on, but it helps more finished look, and you would be able to hang it on a wall. All right, the first thing I'm going to tackle is the roof. I want to get the roof out of the way so I can focus on the design. And I'm going to use some folk art licorice to do the roof. We're going to do the roof in black. One of the things that we get comments on a lot is the color of the roof has everything to do with absorbing the heat inside the birdhouses that we put out. This is for home decor, so I'm not worried about a bird living in it. But our birdhouses, they have a undercoat of paint that prevents UV or heat going through the roof. So just something to think about. On the birdhouses we have on our website that you buy, we have them prepared so that the bird doesn't has any undue heat. Heat actually can help a bird hatch their young, so you want some heat in there. Anyway, I'm just using a corner brush here to make sure I can get in all these little crevices. I'm going to wet it a little bit just so I can get a good seal on that brush, and then we're going to go to work on painting. So I'll speed up the video from here. Okay, we're going to let this dry, and once it's dry, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is paint the body of the birdhouse, and I'm going to be using a fresh cut grass. And we're going to be putting the base coat on, and then I may do some antiquing and distressing on it. So to give it a really pretty, this is really going to pop off the black really well, and it's going to be a very nice home decor piece for any home. All right, let's get going. just to give you an idea, here is the birdhouse. And now I'm gonna do some embellishing on it. I think before I do that, I'm gonna hand paint this opening. And we're gonna do this in black. So I'll do that real quick. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and paint this opening. I've got a pretty tiny brush here. You need a very small, dainty little brush to paint this, because if you do the big brush, you're gonna get it really messed up. And I'm gonna touch up, I hit the green on a little of this upper stuff, so I'll be touching that up as well. So, I always like to dampen my brush just a little bit. And so it really takes on that paint. I'm gonna stick my hand on the inside so that I have just a little bit more control. Now, for those of you wondering where the perch is, birdhouses, perches are for humans. We like to see the bird stop before it goes in, so it will land on a perch. But birds don't need a perch, and not necessarily do they like or dislike a perch. They just don't need it. So a lot of our birdhouses are sold without perches, just for that reason. So I'm going to follow the grain of the wood. The wood goes this way, and it'll take the paint way better. So try to go all the way around. Okay, for this one, I'm using one of the Grabby brands. And as you can tell, I don't know if you can really tell, it's super tiny brush. I mean, and it's very sharp because I really don't want to touch the green as least as I possibly can. I can go back and fix the green. I'm just trying to avoid, you know, messing with it. So I'm going to turn it on the side. It may not be where you can see it. And obviously you can forward on through the video. And I just remembered I didn't touch up the upper side up here. So let me do that real quick. All right. Okay, and these grabby pens are kind of nice because they feel like a pencil. So I'm just gonna go really slowly. Again, if you don't want to watch this part of the video, just forward through it, it's fine. And I'll try to speed it up so I don't bore anybody, but this takes a little bit of time, so. So, all done. All right, so let's do some distressing on the birdhouse itself. I'll go get my waxes and stamps and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to doing some rub-on transfers, some stamping and distressing to really make this a beautiful home decor piece. I'm using the redesigned Decor transfers. I purchased these from Micaiah Daughters, and I'll leave a link in the description. I'm not sure if I'm saying their name right, but their name is M-A-I-K-A, and they're a company that specializes in all different styles and colors of furniture and home decor transfers. And they have a lot of different products that will help you with your DIYs. And here are some of the examples. This is the farmhouse transfers. you can just cut around the design and then rub it on, and then you could put a varnish on top of it to help protect it. Okay. All right, so I really like this diamond pattern to go with this black and green. So I'm gonna work on using that. And I may cut it in sections in order to get it to lay out correctly. I think this one would lay out correctly on here. I'm gonna only use it at the bottom so that the design has a chance to pull around. And what they've done is they have a plastic part and a piece of wax paper, so you don't want to separate that until you're ready to put it on here, because this is a little tacky, and if you stick to your product and it doesn't isn't in the right place, it will obviously mess up your project. So I love their designs. They're very affordable. They always have a sale or a clearance you can choose from. And these are fairly reasonably priced. So I'll leave a link down in the description box on where to purchase them. Okay, so I'm going to turn this sideways so that I can work on it. And I'm going to pull this back. I've not done this on camera, but I have done it before. So I'm going to see if I can get it on there without making a mess. And I'm going to use this, all of them come with this piece of wood, but I also purchased this to help rub on the transfer. You can even use a credit card, but they all come with a tool to be able to adhere the transfers onto your project. And again, you don't want to go too fast because these will rip. And it's not easy doing the birdhouses. Unlike a dresser, you would have a little less room to work with when you're doing the transfer. Okay. And I want to cut off the design right on my edges here, and I'll meet it up on the other side. I'll match it that way. Okay. And you're going to need a good pair of scissors, or certainly a razor blade to, you know, clip this off. But you'll be able to tell when it's stuck to your project because it will release itself from the film. Again, patience, go slow. Make sure that your paint is dry. And then just peel back, make sure. If it's not, just let it go a little bit more because you don't want to tear it unless that's the look you're going for. And it does want to pull up a little bit. These transfers are not brand new. I've had them for a while, so that could have a lot to do with the release factor of them. But whatever doesn't necessarily work well, we can always paint over it, put an embellishment over it. So I'm not super worried about perfection. and it will take on the texture of whatever's under it. So if you see this black turning a wood grain, it's because it's taking on whatever medium it's adhering to. Okay, so I'm going to trim right there, and I need to get some razor blade. But you see how that sort of took on the wood grain? I hope that's showing up in the camera. And I'm gonna get a razor blade and see if I can trim off this edging so that it's perfect, and then I can lay the next piece back on track. See how it released itself from that? Got a little ding there, but it's all right. All right. Very pretty. All right, so then we're gonna go to the front and we're gonna pick up where we left off. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to cut out one of the diamonds, so it's just easier for me to work with on this very small space. Okay, so I did a little work on this upper part. It bugged me a lot, so it's too much of a void and I couldn't get the flowers to look right in there, so I went ahead and cut the transfer out to fit in there so it looks semi-dimensional. I also, I'm using just some floral picks, and I've trimmed a little bit on the leaves because I'm going to have this going right here. And I'm going to hot glue this down like this so I don't hinder the opening of the bird opening. I'm going to hot glue this where I want it. And hopefully my hot glue is on. Still hot? Yeah. I'm gonna have to wait for that to heat up. But then I'm gonna also use a little hummingbird. I'm gonna use it to sit. And I've got a wire. I don't want to clip it off, but I'm gonna see if I can hot glue him to where he looks like he is stationary on here and have the florals hide him. Now, hummingbirds don't go in nesting boxes for sure. I don't even want to imagine that this bird is trying to get in. I just want him to be the investigator. So he's just investigating, and I'm using him because he's a really pretty green, and I think he'll go with this I could even put him in here and have him maybe like that, just sort of investigating the birdhouse, flying by. So I'll put a little hot glue on him there, and then I'll add some, perhaps he's interested in only the florals here. He's not interested in the actual birdhouse. So I'm going to have that like that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and hot glue this onto here. And again, this is just a decorative decorative birdhouse. Let me go see if I can get my hot glue gun to work. Okay, we're finally at the decorating stage. I've got my hot glue gun here, and I'm going to put on this little bird, this little hummingbird. And remember, the idea is that he's just buzzing by the house, he's not going in. So I'm going to use some little tweezers as not to burn my fingers. I've burned myself enough on hot glue that I really don't want to burn myself. Okay. want to cover up the hole. We can obviously trim around this hole again to make sure it doesn't prohibit anything. And then we're going to put, the idea is that the hummingbird is coming to visit these little flowers because they're pollinators. And I put a lot of birdhouses for decor on my website. They just sell out so quickly. So I'm gonna post this one. If you go to the website and it's not there, somebody has gotten it. But I'm always happy to make you one. So, and my birdhouse prices are all typically the same. So if you order one and you just want to tell me you want this one, you just make a note of the video that you saw and I will make you this one as well. Now I've got him coming over here off of the top. So you can see he's just a little visitor. I'm gonna secure him. His wire is really far up inside the birdhouse roof. But I think to secure him, I'm gonna put a little dab of glue on him so that he doesn't move or blow off if I decide to put him in the patio. I'm just gonna hold him here for a second. All right, so there you have it. Here is our decorated birdhouse for home decor. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll visit our website at cedarhillcountrymarket.com, where I update products that I make and create just about every single week. Unless it's a holiday, I'm uploading products. If you don't see any, it just means that they're sold out, and there'll be more soon. Everybody have a blessed day, and thank you for joining me. And don't forget, find somebody to bless.